Hey guys, Baduk here, back with yet another video on this shape, and I'm going to show you one more invasion. This one's going to be more advanced. We're going to be looking at this one, and this is a very modern invasion that happens a lot more these days. So first of all, okay, if white tries to cut this off, first of all, black can push up once to create some defects and white's outside. You can see that there's two general disconnection points, like one here between these group stones and one disconnection between here and here. So black creates defects. Now black actually plays this second line move, and it's actually creating this A and B connections under. So black is looking at being able to play here or connect to the corner over here. So white now has a lot of dilemmas because first of all, white cannot capture this black. Second is that white has two cuts to fix. If white just fixes one of them, let's say like this, black will simply cut the other one. And if white connects this side, black will start to hane. So white plays this move, taking black's liberty away. What this does, now this can get a little complex, but for instance, let's say black tries to cut here. White will Atari once, at least they can, right, to get the bamboo and connect. Black has to, of course, save the stones. And actually now when white plays here, if black tries to, let's say, run off with this stone or like do anything, let's say like this, then of course white can just win the liberty fight here by one. And if black extends, now white's the one who has to be careful, because if white plays here to try to kill black, now black has like 4 liberties, so black can actually Atari and then hane and win that liberty fight. So white needs to ignore this and do something like, for example, extend. Especially if white has the ladder, there's nothing to worry about. But anyway, something. And black actually has to come back and play one more move up there to connect, which makes black pretty slow, because now white has time to finish fixing themselves. Like even playing like this can just capture that stone. So it's not really successful for black. So yeah, black pushes up to make some defects first, then plays the move that creates the A and B connections under. So white plays here, and black actually has to react, and black should not react by connecting on this side, because in fact white can Atari here, and after white blocks this side, which was the other of the A and B, black actually needs to avoid this wedge move. This wedge move will capture 4 stones actually. So black would have to respond. That means white got this territory reduction in sente, and then can proceed to fix this or peep here. I guess peeping there has to be earlier actually. So I'll show more about that in a second. So let me show you the actual Joseki basically here. So after black plays this move, white plays here. And for the reason I just explained, rather than connecting here, black has to connect on this side. What this means is that even if white Ataris and blocks this connection, that's not sente on those black stones actually, because if white hanes, black just cuts and nothing happened, white's just dead. So rather than play the block over there, white can go ahead and Atari. Nothing really lost with that Atari. But now, white still has 2 connection points to fix. So white still has to find more active moves to deal with this. And white actually has a very powerful one available here. So if white peeps here, and black, let's say, cuts, white can just ignore it and start pushing and cutting here. Right? So let's say that white cuts and black actually takes the bait, like this. White's going to counter Atari, black captures, and the whole corner is dead now. And of course, if black connects the inside, white will just play something like this. And white's pretty much happy with that no matter what happens here. And if this part really mattered that much, white could be extending to make black finish what they're doing there before doing this. So all in all, it's super good for white. Black should not allow this to happen. And actually, these stones aren't really worth that much anyway. They're not really doing anything important. So black shouldn't be cutting that when there's urgent things going on anyway. So white keeps this and black should just connect. You can play like this. You can fix it like this. There's many ways to fix. And the interesting thing about this peep is now if white fixes the cut, let's say like this or like this, if black cuts here now, white can simply push it all the way into that stone. So Atari, push, and black is a goner. Yep. So let me show that sequence again. So it starts from this position. Black will invade with the knee hit here, or the armpit hit, whatever you want to call this. The reverse shoulder hit, if you will. And if white tries to cut down, push to make defects. Play here. You'll find that this kind of pushing once to make multiple defects is a really common move whenever you have the opportunity for it. After black connects up now and white goes ahead and exchanges this Atari, white now fixes this cut in a very efficient way by peeping all the way over here. Then just fixes the other side. Something like this, whatever your preference is. And that's the end. Now, I still have to show you a little bit more. Namely, what happens if white plays here. So if white plays here, black's just going to pull back. And like before, white can get a free peep exchange in because the push and cut is going to be a very big problem for black. Black defends. And if white tries to play away now, you should pause and ask yourself what black can do here if white plays away. But the answer is double hane. And that's a big problem for white. Even if white had set up already a way to deal with it, it doesn't mean that it's bad for black, because depending on the situation, of course, like there's still an Atari here anyway. So even if this could not be saved, which currently the ladder does not work for white, but suppose white had exchanged this peep, for example, to make sure. But anyway, black can counter Atari and, you know, cut off that side. So there's always something good here to do for black. So the recommendation then is for white to add this move. But as you see, black also finished in sente here. So that's one way that this can go. And getting sente is a very big thing for black, if that happens like that. Okay, I think that's about it for that move. So armpit hit. If white pushes, we push up, and then we play this double connecting move. And if white were to have blocked here, we would just, of course, connect back. Now, if you've seen the video about this invasion, basically the main thing that makes this invasion often a bit worse is that at the end, you know, even if we just simplify and imagine the black stone here, basically it's the same as one of the results of the invasion I just showed you, the armpit hit invasion, but we have this exchange in place, right? And black's the one who essentially made this exchange. And that means white doesn't have any disconnection problem here. But the other one ended up like this, and white's afraid of the double hane. So white actually had to take gote to do this. But the invasion we looked at in the other video, starting from here, black is the one who gets gote. So here, here, connect, connect, play here or force here, and black has gote. So yeah, you can see white does not owe any moves. So yeah. And I want you to remember this double connection idea. So the fact that when black places a stone right there, the middle second line point, it's creating the A and B connecting under. That's very important because it's going to come up when we look at the invasions against this low extension, okay? So be sure to check out that video. We're going to be looking at this move as well as this one. Okay, see you in the next video.